Two, and I'm going to call the meeting to order. And we're going to start off with our election for the chair. So I'm going to call for nominations.
Do we not need to do the land acknowledgement first?
No, we first have to, according to the agenda, we first elect the chair, and then the next item on the agenda is the land acknowledgement.
Oh, okay.
So I would nominate Dan Rye. Would you accept that? Would you accept that? Would you accept that, Dan?
I didn't see a lot of people lined up for the positions.
It's your turn, Dan.
Sure, I'll accept.
Excellent.
I'm going to call for nominations a second time. And then I'm going to call for nominations a third time. So by acclamation, I would now turn the meeting over to Chair Rye.
Yay.
Thank you, Dan.
Well done, Dan.
Thank you.
See what happens when you show up in person?
I'll remember that next time.
Alana,
right.
it seems that we now have an observer that's also just logged on.
I see that. There is an observer up there, yes.
Yeah, I was just letting Alana, I didn't know if she caught that because she was kind of doing the attendance.
That's just a public.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I just wanted Alana to notice.
All right, so we'll move to item 3, which is the traditional land acknowledgement. We acknowledge and respect the Indigenous peoples within whose traditional lands we are meeting today. Item number 4 is adoption of the agenda. So if I could have a mover and a seconder.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Opposed?
Yep.
Thank you.
Good.
Item 5 is receipt of the minutes from the last meeting, which was on October 8th, 2025. So for your information.
Yeah.
Item number 6 is delegates, and there are no delegates at this meeting. Item 7, spring grant applications. The following grant applications were received.
Before we do that, Dan, can I just say something?
Yes, you can.
I just wanted to welcome Erin. Yeah, it's been a while, Erin. This is cool to have you on board.
Thanks,
how come you haven't been on board for a million years already? Like, come on.
Well, I was on the Rec 10 board for a number of years and resigned from it when I got sick, and then just was just so busy with like getting the club up and running after COVID and stuff like that, and coaching. And I just, both the kids are gone now. One lives in Toronto and one's in New Zealand. So I have a little bit, and I'm not coaching anymore. So I have a lot more time. So getting back involved in the community as I once was 10 years ago.
Right on. Terrific. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming back. It's great.
You're welcome. It's nice to see you.
Yeah. All right. Well, Erin.
Thanks, Dan.
So, okay. Item 7, we have the applications in front of us, but I just want to make sure that we all have them in the right order. Okay, so if we just quickly look at our scorecards, the first item, number 1.
Sorry, Dan, this Lenore here. I just want, I did this once before and I'm going to do it again. I'm so sorry. So when I filled out my scorecards, I did it in rapid speed because I had an appointment to get to and so on. I may have sent you the wrong scorecard because I think that I see a couple that are different than what I thought I had scored. So I'll point those out as we get to them if that's how this meeting goes. And the other thing I'm not 100% sure on is what is the tally for the amount of granting that we can provide?
Yeah, right. Well, how much money do we have to spend?
We have $6,000 to spend.
Okay.
And I believe it is a maximum of 1,000 that they can apply for.
That was the recommendation.
That's right.
And
Okay,
Erin, did you get to vote on this one? Did
Yeah.
you get to do the scorecard?
I did, yep.
Okay,
so just, well, I'm gonna go down the
I think
list
I've got
here.
the wrong list to Alana. She needs the summary. That's a scorecard. Alana, give me a second and let me send you the summary. Let me get you the right file. I sent it to Jenna, but I think when I was, just give me one sec here, Dan.
Okay,
Cause I had a summary I made up for everybody that had their totals, and this is an easier way to change it all. Of course, you can't find it when you're looking for it, so just give me one sec. I had just sent her the wrong one.
I have it right here. I'll send it over to Lana.
You have it,
Yeah.
okay, Jenna's gonna send the summary, so let's get that up on the screen, and then if anybody wants to make any changes, we can do that on the summary sheet. Instead of going through the individual scorecards. Hopefully I sent you the right one. Too many meetings.
Darn.
Oh, here it is, the summary, okay. I sent her a somebody's scorecard, not the summary. There it is, okay, perfect.
I don't know if we can see that, but
Can you make that bigger?
maybe,
She's working on it.
yeah,
You did email it to everybody, I got
yeah,
You got it?
I have it here, yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, are we good to go?
Sure.
All right, so just, I'll go down the list the way I have it here, and I think this is the way it's on the summary sheet. So, the application number 1 is the Balfour Senior Citizens Association. And that is for bowling, the carpet bowling. Number 2 is the Balfour Senior Citizens, and that is for the seniors yoga. Item 3 is the Proctor Community Society. Item 4 is Balfour Seniors Association, and that will be the art classes that they were gonna be starting. And item 5 is Balfour Recreation Commission. Now, does everybody have them in that order?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think that's the first time that's happened. Okay, so, I mean, I think what I can do is I'll just open the floor if anybody has anything they want to discuss. We have the summary sheet in front of us. And so basically Balfour seniors, the average is 11.3. The bowling, sorry, the Balfour yoga, the average is 11.3. Proctor Society, 12.8. Balfour seniors, the art classes is 10.5. And Balfour Rec is 12.8. Does everybody agree with those numbers?
yes,
So
I
I'll
do have,
just-
I do have
Yeah,
a
just let
comment.
me know if I may, I don't know how to, I guess, like, is there a hand react, put my hand up, sorry. I think that the ones that I see on my sheet, and I've got too many things to look at here to be able to go to my scorecard. But I'm pretty sure that the one where you see the 2 10s are the last 10, which is the Balfour Rec, and I can't remember what that was yoga or bowl, no, it was
The art.
there's art, Balfour Rec, that was equipment, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, I think, you know what, let's just go with what I got there. I think we got enough money for everybody to be happy anyway. So, just easier than me trying to correct it appropriately.
yeah. Comments,
you-
Anne?
Yeah, I see another hand there. Go ahead.
So regardless of these scores, because we do have enough money and not that that's the overall thing, but the nitpicking, like was, we don't need to do that. But we do need to address, there's a there's a misunderstanding on how to complete the budget component of this application. And for the Balfour seniors, in each of their applications, it was wrong. And so they're very confused about how to complete that. So we need to sit down with them and show them how to do it, because so in the score sheet, each time I took away, when the budget wasn't balanced, even if it was, the numbers were balanced, there was the information in that budget was so wrong and confused. So, and given that it's the same person doing all three of those, we need to address that with that one person. So, so I'm not saying we're not giving them the money, because I just think that it's an honest error. However, there was missing information. There was not, their financials weren't accompanied the application, their AGM minutes, any of the required attachments were not sent with those applications. So again, that's a red flag. It's not a red flag, it's a mistake. I know it's an honest mistake. And I don't want to stop these activities happening because of those mistakes. But we do, if we didn't have enough money in the kitty, those three applications, in my mind, would have been thrown out, because they're just not complete. And so we have these rules in for that particular reason. But because it's happening with all three applications from the same people, we need to go to them and say, what's happening here? Ellen is part of that. Our past chair is part of that. So I suspect she's not seeing those applications to vet it before they're submitted either. Otherwise, she probably would catch those mistakes. So we need an action to talk to those people.
Willing to do that, like as a director, I could take that on and have a meeting with Edith. Sit down with her.
It's the same
Yeah,
it's the same person that does all three of them, I believe.
Yeah.
if the commission wants me to, if the commission wants to make a motion that I sit down with Edith and go over this with her and have a talk and try to get her on track, I'd be happy to do that.
I'll make the
Yeah.
motion.
Okay, so we'll do that right now then. So we have a motion to have Director Graham meet with Edith and go over what needs to be done so that the applications are proper. I know in the past, we've had other applications come in that haven't been complete either, so,
Right.
I think we have this discussion every meeting, actually. So I'm not sure how we get everybody to be on board, but I know what you're saying. If there was too many applications, some of those would probably be scored very low, just because they didn't have information.
Yeah.
So,
That's right.
I also feel it's not fair to the other people that have put in grants that follow all the rules.
Yeah.
And submit all their documentation. And they put a lot of time and effort in it, and this is just slapped together. That's my opinion.
So we have a motion to have Director Graham meet with Edith, so could I have a seconder and then we'll move from there.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Don't think we need any further discussion. I think we're all on the same page here. So all those in favor? Opposed, carried. Thank you very much. Does anyone else have anything they wanted to bring up on these applications? Not seeing any hands.
Not on this particular one.
Not on these particular. Can I? Sorry, Dan, it's me again. I mean, we've got 5 applications and 3 of them are from the same organisation. We're clearly not doing a very good job in advertising this grant availability in our neighbourhoods. So we've got to do a better job of that, whether we put ads out or something, but because it's the same people applying each time. And for sure, there are other groups out there that could benefit from this. So like somewhere I don't know, if we need a motion to put in place some advertising plan, then let's do that, because we're not doing a good enough job for that, is my opinion.
That was one of the first things I looked at. I thought, we have $6,000 and we only have basically 3 groups that are applying. So,
Yeah.
I agree with you that there has to be a lot of other groups out there that are looking for money.
Yes,
And it would be nice it would be a nice position to be in, to have more grants than there are more applications than we had money for, but
which has happened, yeah.
It hasn't been that way since I've been sitting here, so,
That happened in the past. That's why we had to do this matrix, because we had to figure out the percentages. So, yeah, that would be a good thing.
okay, I'm not
I'm looking at the budget right now, I'm trying to find it.
okay, Charles just looking something up here.
So I have my hand up, maybe you can't.
Oh,
see it. I finally found this.
Sorry, Lenore, I don't see the hands that good because you're fairly small on the screen.
Okay,
Go ahead.
well, I'll just jump in. The question that I have is in regards to the money that's in the Rec 10's kitty. Can that money be used for anything other than granting? In other words, can we access the money to pay for some advertising?
That's a question for staff, but I'm still trying to find it, so give me 1 sec here.
I'm not sure that we have that answer readily at hand.
Okay.
Jenna, do you happen to know?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Well, the question is, could we take some of the money that's used, that we have to spend, which out of the 6,000, and use that for advertising?
I would have to verify, but I believe you can.
Okay,
Was
So
that a
that
can or a can't? So was that with a T?
she said she believes we can,
Yeah.
but she would
Okay.
need to verify it.
Thank you.
So I don't think we have an answer for that question today.
Okay, I wanna confirm that we do have an advertising budget for 2026 of $500.
Yeah, I thought that was in there
It's
too.
in the
Yeah.
budget. So
Yeah.
I do not, and I also wanna say that I did have a list of the area e-societies in my email at one point, and the regional district upgraded our email into Microsoft 365 and my list was gone. So that was also a disappointment for me because I had gone to the work to set up all of these societies so that I could email everybody. And when I went to do it this fall, it was gone. I tried to start recreating it and I never got it finished. So that was an unfortunate thing that happened, but we do have $500 in our budget. So question to staff, to Jenna, do we get charged anything from this advertising budget for making up that little graphic that you sent me? There's no charge for that, so we could in fact use this $500 to do some advertising, okay. So do we need a motion, or is that something that the chair would look after, or how would we proceed with that for the fall?
May I?
ahead.
I'm wondering, so of course, my background is the school system, so I'm wondering if a letter could be written from Rec 10 informing going through our superintendent to our principals, because there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on out there before and after school or during school that perhaps we might reach some people at no cost through the superintendent of schools.
Lenora, the only school that would qualify for Rec 10 would be, you have to be in the Rec 10 area. So the only school that would qualify would be Redfish.
Well,
And
now you know how global-minded my brain works. To the
Yeah,
district
just
and the
because
school.
this particular grant is only for the area east, so even Blewett Elementary could not apply for this particular.
Right, I get it.
But
Yeah.
we can definitely reach out, and when I did have the list of the societies, I did have the Rec 10 pack. And I also do know that the principal at Redfish does follow my newsletters. And I did advertise it in the newsletter, so he was aware of it. But I think we can do better, I agree. And we should spend this $500 that we have.
Just for a little background, the PAC, as they call it, is kind of in a regrouping stage because every year there's a bit of an attrition. And so this year I'm pretty well aware because my neighbor happens to be, I think, the vice or the co or the something chair, so.
Yeah, and I think in the past, we have had applications from Redfish, so someone out there must be looking for it, but yeah, we don't. So I guess, how would we like to go about advertising this? I know it goes in Cheryl's newsletter, which most people I think see, but I'm not quite sure how else we would get it out to the public in that specific area.
There's
Go
the
ahead.
there's the Proctor Harrop Google email group. That's what most people see. I know it's in the newsletter, but you actually have to make an effort to go into the newsletter to read all of that newsletter. And people just, I'm finding, don't take the time unless it's staring them in the face, right? Like on the first page, they're not reading. And that's just because we all have busy lives. So it has to be really bold and simple as an email or a couple of posts, like literal hard copy posters slapped up at Balfour, Proctor, Harrop, the ferries, those kind of people read that, believe it or not, they still do. So it's, old
Especially
school.
at the Harrop Ferry, because I
Yeah.
see people get out of their car all the time and just go stand there while they're waiting.
Yeah,
And then, I mean,
Yeah.
the Balfour What's Up and the Harrop Proctor group.
yeah, the Facebook pages.
The
yeah,
Facebook
absolutely.
pages, because I mean, I have the ability to, like, just with, like, I don't know who else, but like with like Canva to just do up a graphic so it would actually like jump out. And
Yeah.
I'd be happy to make up a couple of Canva things that we can post.
I'm not sure we can. I think that has to be an RDCK thing, but they
Okay.
could provide it for us and then we put it on all those things, right?
Mhm.
So it's I don't think it's going to cost a lot of money. It just happens it's because I suspect it's because we only meet twice a year. It's not front and center of all of our minds when that cycle is coming up. To, like, if we were to meet more often, we go, remember, we got to advertise, like, you know what I mean? So it's got to be put in the calendar, some calendar. I don't know whose, but somebody's calendar to say, okay, the next cycle is November. So in September and October, we better be promoting it. So that's really what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, so I just wonder, I don't know if like one of us can just make up a poster, or does it need to be authorized by
Yeah,
RDCK?
there is a poster, like I did put the graphic, like Jenna gave it to me in a few different formats. And I did put it in the newsletter because, like, I can't keep up with 5 Facebook sites and a Google group and work 2 jobs, like it's impossible for my capacity. But if Erin Fitchett wants to take on like posting the graphic that's supplied, I'll make sure I can send it to her. When Jenna sends it to me for approval, I'll make sure you get it down. And I can make sure everybody gets it, and if all of us wanna try and,
Then we could, yeah, for sure.
like, I can do that, so when the graphic comes to me, cause Jenna sends it to me for approval, and I'll still be the director at the time. Because this, I believe the granting cycle is October, and the election is, I think I'm in office until the November 19th board meeting or whatever it is, so I'll still be here for the fall, so I'll make sure everybody on the Rec 10 commission gets it. And then if everybody wants to help promoting it, like if, Kim, if you can do the Proctor Google groups, and if Erin can do Facebook, then, or, maybe between us, we could print a couple and stick them up if we wanna do it that way. Or we can also direct staff to put an ad in the Nelson Star. That would be another option with the $500 that we have in our advertising budget.
Yeah.
Would that be the chair who decides that, Jenna? Who would decide? Yes, it would be the chair that would decide that ad would go in the paper.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I'll get you so everybody, I'll send it out to everybody, and then Dan, can you like coordinate as the chair from there?
okay. My only comment would be that I think we have to send it out early enough that people have time to get their act together, because some groups only meet like once a month. So if they get it and they've only got a few days to do something with it, a lot of them are probably just saying, well, I don't have time, and off they go. I think we would have to get it out earlier, if that's possible.
through the chair. So generally speaking, we would contact, the Nelson Star and ask them, when their publication is. And then we would put it out probably about 2 to 3 months in advance.
Yeah, okay. I think that would be good. I think you gotta give them at least a couple of months to, you know, to get the information, then they have to go to their meetings, which are usually, like I say, a lot of them only once a month. And then sometimes they just may run out of time, so. Go ahead.
So the next Recreation 10 Commission, and I'm just jumping ahead on the agenda and just reading it, our next Rec 10 meeting is scheduled for October the 7th. So that September, so that means we would be doing this around August.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
and then they would have time, cause over the summer, I mean, probably not too many groups, well, not, a lot of groups don't meet in the summer, but they would meet in September.
Yeah.
So then
Okay.
that would give them some time.
Okay.
So then I would think then that Jenna, you'll send something out to me?
Yeah.
Okay, and we will forward it from there.
So Dan, then when you send it out and we receive it, is the concept that we can push it out on to whatever feeds on Facebook, like my own or something like that?
I would think so. I would think as long as nobody jumps out and says, hey, that can't be in there. You know, as long as everybody has a chance to look at it and say, okay, yeah, we're good with this.
It's approved.
And then you get it approved and then go with it. I don't think we should send it out before everybody's basically approved it.
RDCK has a.
Yeah, I think I still get it first.
Okay.
And then you get it.
But we could still push it out
Yeah.
to the other
Once
members.
it's approved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll make sure the approved version goes out and then it's public information. So if anybody wants to post it or I'll definitely print a copy and put it at the Balfour Superette.
Yeah.
And if somebody in like Kim in Proctor could maybe put it at the ferry landings. And I think if we all work together, we can really get this information out there.
I'll put it up at our post office. It's right around the corner from us, so.
Oh, great, the post office
Yeah,
too.
yeah, there's.
Can we make
there's
sure
lots-
this is in the minutes? Cause it'll get lost somehow. I don't know. I know there's no motion, but can it be noted in the minutes, please? Yeah, thank you.
Do you have that? Jenna, do you have?
Alana's taking the minutes.
Oh, sorry.
Alana's online and she's taking the minutes.
Okay, Alana's online, sorry.
Note it down for sure.
You have that, all that information down?
I do.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, did you want to put that in the form of a motion or just do as information to follow up on?
I don't think it needs a motion.
I've got it noted as just information right now, but
Okay, that sounds great. So back to our list here. Do we want to go down and do one each individually, or how would we like to handle it? And we've agreed they're all in the right order, so that's a good sign.
I'd like to move the motion that's in the agenda, that the board approve the payment of all of the grants that are listed. From number 10, portion of Area E, Proctor Harrod Balfour Queens Bay Service S279 2026 budget.
Okay, we have a mover.
No more discussion on any of
Oh,
it.
did you want to talk about them first?
Well, the painting one.
Okay.
For the Balfour seniors.
So just before we do that, can we just get a seconder and then we can have a discussion?
Okay.
I'll second it.
All right, thank you very much. All right,
Like I said earlier, I was really disappointed when I read this painting one especially. Because when you look at how much effort with getting receipts and specifically saying what products you're buying, all Edith said was $933 for painting supplies, but what painting supplies? Even a list, we're gonna have to buy 10 canvases at this price or whatever. But there was none of that in Edith's grant application. The other thing, well, a lot of these notes that we talked about earlier was no minutes, no AGM. Ellen is the vice president of the seniors. But I was really super disappointed with that, and that's why I disqualified the grant. Was because there was no receipts, no effort put into it, and it's almost, I feel like it's an expectation that the seniors are just gonna get their money, right? At some point, we have to start following the guidelines that are on the RBCPA website. So that was my comment on the painting one.
So just particular on the painting one, or?
Well, everybody else seems to have
Yeah.
put in all their financials, their AGM, their receipts, except for the seniors. So sitting down with the seniors is a good idea. But they have to be made aware that they gotta start filing complete grants.
Mhm.
And that's just my feeling.
Which is why we already have the motion. that we're gonna
Yeah.
So-
them too, so
But I just,
I hear you.
I had to say it.
That's fine. That's fine, that's why we asked for any
Yeah.
comments on.
Yeah.
I had to Google if art was recreation when I was going through this application. So
Yeah.
according to Google, it is. So, but it was something that came to my mind. I'm going as art, like, you know, recreation, but according to Google, it was. So I thought, okay.
I have a question. So let's see if I may, Chair, the Chair. So the motion that was passed is that the director would talk to the applicants and help educate them, I suppose. But I guess my question is there going to be a consequence if they do not follow the process as indicated in the application? In the application, yeah. Is there gonna be a consequence? Because that would be my concern. If we go 6 months from now, there's another application, it may or may not be for the same thing. And yet, again, it's incomplete. Like this, I think that Margaret and Kim's points were well taken. And we probably should be thinking about, okay, so here's the what, or here's the how, but what if? You know?
Yeah, we've, the only comment I would make is, I think we go through this just about every every time there's grant applications, it's some are, provide everything, some don't, and you're right, we probably haven't, you know, penalized anybody as long as I've been here anyway for that, and maybe that's gonna have to be what happens, is somebody gets penalized and then. But that's a decision, you know, that'll be a decision we make as a group.
In the past, we have rejected incomplete applications.
Okay,
Yeah, we have. And Dan, may I?
yes,
say?
I got you.
So looking at the big picture here, we're a recreation commission trying to encourage recreation in our community. So I don't want us to be punitive over, you know, administrative errors. And I, you know, I know Edith, bless her heart, and I just feel that there's a gap there somehow. And so if maybe it's not Edith who does the applications anymore. So it's not. I'm not personalizing this to Edith because it's the association, right? So we need to talk to the association, not just Edith here. And thank God Edith is doing what she's doing because they wouldn't be getting even a consideration, right? Now, that said, if we do a good job and advertise like we're going to have a whole lot more applications, and this will get sorted because of that, because we'll have more applications than we'll have money to spend. And so our scoring has to be very stringent in saying, well, is that complete? No, it's not. Then we do not give them the points for that. And so it will get taken care of as well as, but we don't want to, you know, stop their opportunity. So we do need to still talk to them, that association. So that's why we did this score sheet originally, because we had more applications than money. We had to figure out a way to spend that money. So we came up with this score sheet and then did a percentage of the total money and then the scores. And so now that we've got more money, it's just like, well, can we afford to be a bit more lenient here? Well, I think we can, because our main purpose is to encourage recreation. So I don't want to be a bad guy and say no, but I totally agree. There are rules, the rules are here for a reason. And so let's just kind of keep all of that in mind if we can when we're looking at this vote.
I was just kind of wanted to echo what Kim said, because I was just about to say the same thing. I don't think that like if we do not have more grants than money, I don't think penalizing is the right answer, because we're just taking away opportunities for any type of recreation. But I agree with you too, Kim. I think it's important that we don't just train Edith, that the whole group sits down, because in the fall, who knows? Edith lives next door to my dad. I know, you know her very well. Who knows if she goes away or, you know, something, the whole group needs to know, because they could definitely have the situation next time where Ellen's doing it or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
I'm wondering.
It should be modified to contact, instead of saying to contact Edith, it should be to contact about her seniors.
So I was gonna suggest maybe what we'll do is, if we want to deal with the original motion, which is the one that Director Graham made, that to approve these grants, and then I think we could go back and amend the motion that we made earlier as far as contacting Edith. Would you be okay with that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it's been moved and seconded. We had some discussion as far as these particular grants. Does anybody have anything else they wanted to bring up? I think we've probably covered most of it already, but just wanted to check. So if everybody's okay with that, then I'm gonna ask if all are in favor. Opposed? Carried. So just to go back to the motion that we had then earlier about contacting Edith, my suggestion would be that we actually send an actual letter to the Seniors Association, which would have to be brought up at their meeting then. So then it becomes, everybody would know that it was at the meeting anyway, or it would be in their minutes.
Yeah.
So then everybody would have that, and it's not on one person.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. So I'm glad that you raised that. I think too that you might want to consider putting maybe like a footnote. You might want to put this in your files for future reference, because we know there's always a cycle of, in any kind of organization, right, that they come and they go, and it could get lost again in the changing over of volunteers.
Right. So.
And I think we have to take some responsibility in that also, that it's a little unclear in completing that the budget part, because you don't need to put, when it's a simple thing that you want money for instructor fees, for instance, you don't have to add in all the in-kind stuff, when at the end, really, that's all you're asking for. So money in, money out. Like, you know, we know that the Balfour, they get the hall for free or whatever. So that just muddies the waters for them. So we have to make it very clear somehow when people are applying that this is the information we want. And for something simple like that, because that we've talked before about how that application's a little bit onerous for a $500 grant, right? Like, let's face it, it's asking for a lot of stuff that really for $500, oh boy, you know. So I think we have to take some responsibility for that as well.
Okay. So should we amend the original motion then? Alana, do you have basically what I had said as far as sending a letter to the Balfour Seniors Association?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm just curious if you want the letter to specify that Director Graham will offer to meet with them? Or are you just wanna, or is that wiped out completely by the letter or?
So Director Grant said she would still meet with them if they would like. I think what you do is
Yeah.
you make the offer to them that if
Okay.
they would like to speak with Director Graham or look for more information, then that would be the person for them to contact.
Okay, so the commission is requesting staff to send a letter to the Balfour seniors regarding the
Yeah.
application process?
Yeah, and I would suggest that letter be sent soon, like
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Because the same thing, I don't think they meet in the summer, I don't think. So the sooner they get that letter, the sooner it gets on their agenda. Would be my suggestion. So do I need to make do I need a mover and a seconder for that?
Sure, I'll move it. I'll
Okay,
second it.
all right, been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Yeah,
Opposed, carried, thank you very much. All right. Item 8, public time. We do have an observer on the screen now, I don't know if the observer has any questions. If they do, could they raise their hand?
I think it's Joe Cherico. I'm kidding, sorry. Now that he's retired.
He didn't have anything to do today.
I know, bless him. We miss him.
All right, well, I don't see the observer raising their hand or look like they want to ask any questions, so we will move to item 9, which is the next meeting, which is scheduled for October 7th, 2026 at 10 a.m. And it would probably be the same setup, either in the office or via, is that Zoom they're on? I'm not even sure. It is Zoom, okay.
When is it scheduled for?
It's scheduled for October 7th, 2026 at 10 a.m.
I have a conflict on that day. It's the Greater Nelson Economical Development Group meeting from 9 to noon on that day.
I have the same conflict.
Okay.
Yeah, we can change it closer to the time. Let's do it closer to the time though, because
Is that a Monday?
yeah,
It's a Wednesday.
Okay.
which is weird because it's usually Mondays.
Could I
Is it
ask that we do it today, just with like having all kinds of different meetings? Can we temporarily set a date for it? And if conflicts come up, within a month of it, then we could maybe reach out via email and see if we could change it. Because I just feel that if we wait until the fall, then all of our calendars have different dots on them, and then trying to find something together might be difficult.
Sarah, would you like staff to send out a scheduling poll?
Sure.
Yeah, we could do that. I just wondered if we could, right now, if we just happen to say, if we can't come up with something, just to say, make it Monday the 5th, which if Mondays seem to be the day that work for most people.
The
Yeah.
5th works for me.
Is that Thanksgiving weekend? Is that
Oh, is that
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving weekend?
No,
Oh, that's the
Thanksgiving's the
weekend
12th.
after. Yeah, okay.
It's the week
October
before.
5th.
Mhm.
So does Monday the 5th sound like,
Yes.
Yes.
Let me just.
Jenna's just gonna check to see if the room's available.
Okay.
It is.
Okay,
I'll book it now.
so she's gonna book it for Monday the 5th at 10 a.m. And maybe Jenna, you could send that out to everybody
Okay.
so that they can double check and put it in their calendars. All right,
Got it.
okay. Item number 10 then is adjournment. So if I can have a mover and a seconder. Have a mover, have a seconder, all those in favor? Perfect, thank you very much. There we go.